got a camera there? Are you doing this all along the tour? I mean, this is like a moving camera.
This is a little video camera, and I just drive people nuts with this thing. That's my job in life.
Are you filming the tour, or?
I'm taking pictures of anything that I always wanted to have on film over the last 15 years, but never, I never had a camera. You always see things, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Things you have to sneak into.
Now I have to make up for lost time, so,
Now he's got a pair of handcuffs. He handcuffs it to his waist.
Yeah, I'll probably start. I'll be bringing it on stage eventually and really driving people nuts.
Oh, yeah. That would be interesting, seeing all those people's faces and hands in the air and big clicks, waiting for you to
Bottles
come
flying
out.
toward the stage.
Yeah. Well, how are you guys doing? You're going to be spending a little time in Dallas. You're actually on your way over to the Sound Warehouse out in Mesquite to meet people face to face.
We've been here since last... Today's what, Wednesday?
Wednesday.
It was last Thursday.
What do you? Oh, from San Antonio.
Yeah, what we do is we base out of a town for like a week at a time. Just leave the plane at the airport, fly, do the show, and come back.
Makes it a lot easier for us. See, so we can unpack in one hotel, stay there for the week. So after the gig, we just jump back in the plane. We got a little Citation. It's like a Learjet.
Yeah.
So it holds 10 people, and we can just like cruise and eat Texas.
What do you do? What are you doing? What have you done since you've been in Dallas? Any places you've been you liked in particular? Or?
I bought some boots.
Oh yeah, everybody buys boots in Dallas.
Just like in Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Where they all come walking out with cowboy. That's what all bands do. The minute you get to Texas, that means go to the Western store.
That's
then
right.
Of course I had to go over to Ron Ross's Hit Records, which is one of the greatest rock and roll department stores in the whole
What did you get?
state.
What'd you get when you were there?
Oh God, I got let me see, I got the Flu, yeah, and then I got Hanoi Rocks. I got an old
I can never remember what you bought.
Yeah,
2 seconds.
really,
People are always asking me, what are you listening to lately? I have a stack of compact discs in front of me, and I'll try to think of whatever I bought recently.
Yeah, and
I got the Old Spirit album. And then, of course, Ross is like, he's got all the old Aerosmith
album?
The original oldie, plus I got the greatest hits.
Plus
Plus,
the one with Fresh Garbage on it?
yeah, plus I got,
Mechanical World.
he's
Great
got,
song.
if you ever go in, if you're an Aerosmith freak, go to Ron Ross's place. Because he's got singles that I never knew existed from Japan and Australia, things with Last Child on it and Combination on the other.
Is he listening now, Ron?
Ron, of course he is.
You bring the kids and the laundry.
And the
That's
dog.
Hit Records.
We were talking about old records just a second ago. I asked you what you wanted to play here inside our little interview segment, and your suggestion, Joey, was to do something called "Nobody's Fault" from an old album. Is this just a particular favorite of yours?
Well, Rocks is, besides the new record, besides Mirrors, I've always had a real special kind of a feeling.
Oh, Jeff.
For Rocks.
Yeah,
And Nobody's Fault is probably, I can't say it's my favorite on the record, but it just kind of,
It's
one of my
groove.
favorites, yeah.
Suffice it to
Drop
say,
your
it
pants.
cooks.
It's like I like the way I played on it, so like I like
Well,
to
then we're
listen
going to roll it right now on the Zoo and come back and talk in a minute.
like awesome.
It's got a good lead drum.
Yeah.
Steven Tyler, Joy Kramer, Tom Hamilton of AEROSMITH, and Nobody's Fault from the Rocks album. By special request, members of the band. And who was it that wanted to hear The Spirit? Was it
I did.
Fresh
I did.
Garbage?
I did. Picked it up last night at Ron Ross's Hit Record store.
Now
And it's just one of my favorite all-time albums.
Then we'll do it on the Zoo.
Fresh Garbage.
98 KZEW. Now you feel better, don't you?
Much better.
Spirit's Fresh Garbage, and I'm in the studio here at the Zoo
love
with
it.
Tom Hamilton and Joy Kramer and Steven Tyler of AEROSMITH. Thanks again for coming by. We've been talking a lot about old music this afternoon. Is there something new that's happening that you enjoy as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you listening to?
I like the new Pete Townsend album.
Oh yeah,
That's
me
really
too.
good, but he's been making records for 20 years, so does he count?
Yeah, he counts.
Okay, I like the how about the Big Audio Dynamite record? That's kind of neat.
And Sting's
Party
though.
music.
How about Twisted Sister, man?
An uneasy silence settles over the crowd. A
I
hushed
like Circus
silence.
Acts. Everybody likes Circus Acts.
Ted Templeton. He's made.
Templeman, yeah.
Sorry.
Right. That's what I used to say.
I know the guy anyway. What kind of thing got you guys together? for this album? I mean, what was it about his work that you wanted to work with him?
He's a great producer. What we needed was...
I like the first Montrose record myself.
Yeah, we didn't really want to change the sound of the band all that much other than make it current. And making the sound of Aerosmith current was a difficult thing to do, although we accomplished it very well, I might add. But it's still the same as it always was, you know. And Ted, by virtue of his production, and he made the band sound a little bit crisper, and not so much. A lot of the old records were like kind of wishy-washy as far as the production goes, because the band, in reality, really plays kind of good.
Kind of.
Ted wrote that out a whole lot better on the record.
What he did was he flew from LA to Boston 3 times for pre-production, where usually a producer would kind of stick with the band and help him out and put his 2 cents in as much as he possibly could. Well, what he did was he let us ride. And we went into the studio with this overabundance of songs. We had like, 16, 17 songs, and as you know, you only put 9 on an album. He said, well, just for the hell of it, let's see what they all sound like. Let's just, for 2 days, do nothing but put them down one after another real quick. So we wound up putting down 16, 17 songs, and we used 4 of those first take Charlies, I call them, for the album. So that's the kind of Aerosmith that he wanted to grab. In fact, when he was asked, he was backstage at the Grammys, he was asked by Entertainment Tonight or something, what band he would love to produce now that he's done them all. That's how the question was put. He said Aerosmith.
Oh, great.
So when we heard that and found out that we were also going with Warner Brothers, we just said, no, what a package.
Yeah.
Look out.
Have you found that you've had to do anything to your stage show to make it current, as you said? Is there anything that you've changed or
We're using...
We opened it up, that's all.
Yeah, the stage is just visually more organized than it was on our last tour. It's not like, we don't have like an 18-foot dragon like Ronnie Dio or anything like that.
Yeah.
Our music speeds our dragon.
Yeah, there you go.
We've got about 4 or 5 new tunes in the set, and, still do Sweet Emotion, Walk This Way, Dream On, the old Arrow hit parade.
That's great. There's a lot to choose from. You picked another oldie to play for us, only this time it's one of your oldies, Bolivian Ragamuffin. Any particular reason why? We're going to do something off your new album, too.
Yeah, but this Bolivian Ragamuffin's off Rockin' a Hard Place, which is an album that was done with Dufay and Crespo, as opposed to Brad Whitford and Joe Perry. It was during that little breakup period. And I think this album is like classic. It's in its little place, little slot of its own. It's got a lot of backbeat.
Some real good tunes on this.
Good groovis.
Bolivian Ragamuffin. This is from AEROSMITH on the Zoo. 98 KZEW and AEROSMITH, live and in person and on record too, and you're going to be seeing them live. Well, you got a couple of options. You can go out to Sound Warehouse on Town East Boulevard, which is off I-635 in Mesquite, in just about half an hour, or you can come to the show, tomorrow night at Reunion Arena. I'm in the studio with Tom Hamilton and Joy Kramer and Steven Tyler, and we've been having some kind of fun. And I got to let you guys go and get on the road to get out to Mesquite. I had a phone call a little earlier when I mentioned you were going to be here, and this guy goes, hey, Tempe, if they're going to be there at 3:30, how are they going to be in Mesquite by 4?
Oh, yeah,
and you better make sure they get there.
Let me tell you how we do it. We're going to beam over. We're going to do the Vulcan mind bend.
Ever hear Get Your Wings, guy?
Yeah, right. Dream On.
They're flying. But we just want you to know that we appreciate you coming by.
Our pleasure.
Because I can't be out in Mesquite, so I've enjoyed meeting with you and hearing a lot of your music, and we're going to do a couple of things from the new album, like, for example, Darkness, and you just mentioned, Joy, that My Fist Your Face is being released today.
As a single, yeah.
So we'll do that, too, and you can enjoy the rest of the afternoon outside where it's nice. Anything you want to say before you go? It's open forum here.
Come to the show, see the real thing.
And keep listening to K-ZEW.
Thanks a lot. That's right. Thanks a lot for coming by. AEROSMITH on the Zoo.